Yeah, I don't really like ghost stories. Being in Gorillaz is like one long ghost train. My nerves are regularly shocked, like Murdoc's tax returns and Peter's, right? But, okay, I'll let you know, because my therapist says it's like good to open up and talk. Once, a few years ago, Murdoc asked me to go back and get his lucky thong from the cupboard. I really wouldn't have minded, but except we were in Fiji at the time. So, anyway, after I hiked back from the jungle, hitched a ride to the airport and flew back to Heathrow, I made my way home. And at first, everything seemed normal. But when I got up to Murdoc's bedroom, I could hear like this weird sound, like someone going with their mouth. And now I tipped around to his room, I could hear the same sound was coming from the cupboard. Same cupboard I was meant to get the thong from. Crikey, I thought. Actually, I might have actually said crikey out loud, due to the stress of the situation, Anyway, I had no choice but to open the cupboard. And when I did, a terrifying inflatable lady jumped out at me. She had her mouth open with this freaky O shape, as if she wanted to swallow something really large, or small, depending on the size of the thing. Turns out it was Murdoc's blow-up friend Teresa. She's actually not scary at all, and now we just watch Bargain Hunter together every Tuesday and Thursday. So nice.
My old grandpop was very good mates with Edgar Allan Poe. The two of them were inseparable. They'd get slaughtered on booze and opium, then go out punching cows to the early hours. Wonderful man, Poe. My dad used to read me his horror stories before bed until I cried myself to sleep. One of my favourites was Berenice, a charming little yarn about a bloke called Aegeus, who's about to marry his cousin. Not because he fancied her or anything, but because she already lived in his house and he couldn't even be asked to go out. Makes sense, really. Anyway, tragically before they could wed, Berenice dies of a horrible deteriorative disease, leaving only behind her teeth. Naturally, Aegeus is totally One minute he's staring lovingly at her gnashes, the next she was dead and buried, leaving only her pearly whites in his possession. Turns out, Aegeus suffered from an obsessive disorder and was so fixated by her teeth, he'd removed them unconsciously while she was in a trance. When his servant points out a box of bloody dental equipment beside him, Aegeus is like, "Oh yeah, bloody hell! Oops, I did do that, sod." The moral of the story, kids, is, no idea. Maybe try smoking less crack when you're writing, Edgar.
I like your English ghosts because they're polite and dress nicely. But let's be honest, they're not very scary. In Japan, we have kama-itachi, weasel monsters with claws so sharp that no blood is spilled. And you don't even know you've been cut until you realize bits of you aren't where they used to. But their little babe is compared to Jurogumo. She's half Wetterman, half spider, all badass. She seduces stupid men and wraps them in her web and eats them slowly. I would say she's my personal favorite. But the worst of all is Oshori Baba, a bent old lady in a torn kimono, carrying bottles of face powder. She hobbles up to sweet girls and tries to trick them into putting on her face powder, saying it would make them more beautiful. But as soon as it touches their face, the flesh rots and peels off like hot ramen stand, leaving nothing but the skull. It might sound cool, but trust me, it's not an easy look. You'd need a really cute hat to make it work. Anyway, that's all from me. Sweet dreams.
Yeah, I'll tell you a story about a ghost. One by the name of Timothy Claypole. Spook for hire. Dude used to dress up like a psycho court jester. Anyways, back when I first came to UK, little Russel landed himself a gig as a showrunner on this TV show, Renegals or some shit. One day, Claypole jingled up to me in the studio, said he dug my vibe, talked about a possible promotion. Then he offered me a toke of his weird voodoo pipe he carried under his jester hat. Next thing I knew, I woke up with a sore head, and it's dark. Real dark. Musty too. Then something smacks my ass and I start galloping around like a knucklehead. I hear the studio audience going crazy. It dawns on me. I'm the back end of a whack job horse. After the show, I confronted Claypole. He shows me a 0 hours contract with my John Hancock on it, in perpetuity. Russell Hobbs, spending the rest of his days as a horse's ass? A ghost's horse? Anyway, I got even more hazy after that on account of the pipe. But as I recall, me and Christopher Biggins escaped by abseiling down the side of the television center in the dead of night.